Give her a yank. My mama likes going down to Goodwill, so she ended up going through and picking me up some lights. She's bought me some before. These lights work great for the shop. They got their own little power cord off and on switch. So she found some the other day. I told her to buy me 40 of them. So she paid $30 for 40 of them with their senior discount. They're usually $2.99 for 2 of them, or like your special days are just $2 even, so $1 a piece. So like I said, these things right here work freaking killer for the shop, and you can hang them up. But they're just a regular old light, LED light you plug in. I hung them up in my one room in there where up in the sky you can see real well with them. Put them in closets at the house, kind of stuff. But like I said, if you're looking for a good shop light, check out Goodwill. Your local Goodwill has these right here. They come like this right here, off and on switch, so you can hang them. I got one shoved up there, this little office back here. I never use this office. The light's been out in this thing for years, so I never ever come back here. But I figured I'd go through and hang one up, but that's how they are on a little cord. Just plug them into a receptacle. Works out well. It's not bad for, like I said, for $1. It's not bad at all. Y'all check that out right there. Look at her. So I ended up having to put an intake gas or a carburetor, the gasket on the base plate of the carburetor and all that. And then this thing right here had about 14. Hey, just back it up straight right there. This thing had about 14 quarts of oil in it. Well, it was all fuel. So it was making it run real bad. So I done made a believer out of Josh. I said, man, we just need to change the oil on that thing. He said, that ain't no way. I said, yeah, you just wait. Watch and see. So I got that old oil that was contaminated with fuel out of it. And like I said, it made it run a lot different. There she is. Damien sold a Durango last week, bought a Jeep this week. On it with the Jeep, look at her. Welcome back to the channel. Well, another day, another dollar. We in here in the garage tonight. We have old Jack the Ripper. We got the new bars bent for it, built, got it mocked up. I got it just sitting here. Been playing with the gas tank idea because, you know, the gas tank, I had cut this out before so the engine could get more air. Well, now we've done moved the engine, so now we're here. So I think we're just gonna cut this thing out, rebox the back half of it, do something different. I also think about going ahead and porting the head out real good on it, which I've scuffed it before, but it ain't ported. It's just lightly just knocked down the high spot, but we're gonna get in there. So I gotta tear the bike back apart, port the head. I'm gonna rebuild the exhaust, port the throttle bodies, then I can put that back together. I also have the S10 over here. I'm gonna show y'all something. So the S10, ever since Wilkesboro, this thing right here, well, I put 4-inch blocks instead of 3-inch blocks on, but see this tire right here? This is from driving it on the street. It is killing rubber up in here. And if you look, the rear end is out further on this side than it is this side. Like the rear end's twisted a little bit. The other week we were looking and the rear end was like 3 fingers here, and this side over here was different. Something was off on when I measured it the other day. So yeah, we got more than 3 fingers. So we're gonna take this thing, put it up in there. I'm pulling the rear end out of it. I have some 3-inch steel blocks in one of these bags. I got perches, or here's the blocks. There's 3-inch steel blocks in here. I got new perches for the rear end, so we're gonna put new perches on the rear end. I'm gonna take it over to Nigel's, get everything welded up once I get some pinion angle out, because let me show you something. Back when I built this thing, if you look at that pinion, it's nosed down pretty good. When I built this thing, I was about 26 years old, and I just stuck the pinion down because I knew it worked. We're gonna fix all that. We're gonna take the pinion, we're gonna twist the rear end, clock it up, get that pinion right, and then I'm gonna get the Jake to weld the perches on it. I'm gonna throw some bracing on the rear to make it better. So take care of that. And then we got this in here. So I said, I'm probably gonna work on this a little bit tonight, that a little bit tonight. So I checked and it's 45 degrees in here right now. So we're about to plug the heater up. It's gonna get loud. So this thing right here, I've been moving my weight bar because, you know, I had that weight bar under the car. I've been moving the weights to inside on the cage, on the corners. I'm moving the battery around. So the day I took to the track and I hot lapped it and it throwed some oil out. It spilled a little oil out of there, as you can see right here. And it made the car act a little crazy again. So I said, you know what, I'm about tired of this thing. So I'm gonna go through and build me a freaking, cause I've brung it home, I put it up on the brake a couple times and it ain't spit nothing out of it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and build me a pan underneath it, starting up at the K member, the back of the motor right there. Since the fluid here can't catch it, I'm gonna put a belly pan underneath this car. So I'm tired of this thing, so I gotta go through, come in here and mock up what I need to build to make me a belly pan that'll catch any of the fluid from the motor, the transmission, any of this. It'll keep it off the racetrack. So we're gonna build one. So it ain't gonna be tonight, but I'm gonna start making the cardboard template tonight, later, so that way I can start putting it up. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna get back. Let me see here and work on this truck real quick. Look at that. That thing has been rubbing. Look at the rubber buildup. I'm gonna have to clean off of it from just rubbing right there. So we're gonna pull the axle out of it, make sure that thing ain't bent versus this side. Look, like occasionally you're gonna get a little rubber here. That's just all there is to it. With it being lowered like it is, which it ain't gonna be lowered that much no more. But like I said, it don't have all that buildup. So let me get a razor blade, clean that off. So looking at this old ugly thing, this right here is a degree off from that one. You can kind of tell when you stand up here and you look at this angle over that to that angle. It's a little bit of it's a degree off. So we're gonna fix all that. I was mainly looking just to making sure the rear end was straight, which on camera, it doesn't look that way. It looks like it's bowed. But when I measure it from backing plate to backing plate, it looks straight. So it's probably just the way the camera looks. I don't know. If I look that way, it looks bowed forward. If I move that way, it looks bowed back. So I guess it's pretty straight. Close enough. A little Amazing Blaze heating and a beating. Welding services here. Yeah, that's the thing. I just beat the crap out of it and they come off. So it needs to be redone. So we're gonna go through and grind it all up, clean it up, get Jake to weld it. We won't be beating that one. So I realized the reason why this bed, look at this. This is why it's off back here. It wasn't actually off like I was thinking it was. The bed, I gotta adjust the bed, look. It's a finger wider on this side than that side. So that's why it looks like it's crooked. So I guess when it jarred it at the track, when it broke the rear end, it shifted the bed, and that's why the rear end was sitting like it was. So we'll just have to loosen the bed bolts, pull this side back forwards. That makes a lot more sense than what I was thinking. So now I got the perches on it, the new perches, the 3-inch blocks. Let me get you down here on the ground. I got 3-inch blocks on it over there. The new perches set up on there. So now we gotta get up here and we gotta check our pinion angle, which it looks like it's still downhill too far. You want it downhill some, but just not crazy amount. So what I'll do, since I measured from here, from the perch to the spring, I got my center, measured it, got all that stuff dialed in. So now since it's there, I have the U-bolts on it, but they're not super tight. They're enough that you can roll that rear end right there. Sorry. You can roll that rear end right there on that because it ain't welded. What I'll do, I'll spin that up, get it to where I need it. Then I'll tighten everything down, then I'll spot weld on both sides. Then I'll take it to Jake and get him to weld it. Got them spotted on both sides where I need them. Cleaned up a little bit of bracket I had right there. I had cut it too low. I welded it up, re-cleaned it off, all that. So I just realized I got a stock gas tank, so we can't brace this rear end because the gas tank's here. So we'll just take our nozzles to get Jake to weld those on for me. Take care of that. In the meantime, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna buff these old headlights on this Ford real quick before I go home tonight. A little better. I try to help people out every now and then and get a little bit of haze off of it, just to make it where they can see better, especially if they're elderly. So like I said, that ain't bad. You ain't melting your line over there, are you? No. Ain't my line. That's the one you got fucking use. You talking about this? I'm talking about the MIG welder thing. I don't know why I call it a line. No, you ain't gonna melt it. Alright, it's a little windy up in here. I just got done painting this thing, letting it dry real quick. I'm gonna change the gear out. I'm gonna put it all back together. I realized that this thing don't have a vent tube on top of it, because when I shorten the axle, I use another driver's side axle, or no passenger side axle on the left side when I done it, and it don't have the tube in it. So I'm gonna have to drill a hole in the tube so that way we can get a vent for it. That's why it keeps throwing grease out of this axle over here, because it's not vented. Like I said, brake cleaned all of it up. Like I said, we painted it. It's painted semi-gloss, so it's all going to flatten out and color. It'll be alright. Wipe my yoke off because I can't stand overspray on everything. It'll be alright. Get it back in. I'm going to get the gear swap. Well, I'm going to get it back in there and then I'll probably do the gear swap. Got the cow tracks back on it, hooked up finally. We got the rear end's painted, brake lines are on it, main brake lines on it, cow track bars on it. So now let's lift it up. Let's get this transmission leak took care of. Get this thing back together and we'll see how this thing does here in the next couple of days. It's getting there. I still got to change the gear out in it. I'm still going to change. That's why I put the drums on it, or the wheels, because I'm still going to go through and put a different gear in it. Also went ahead and bought this for the truck. I think this one right here might be a little stopped up. It's been acting a little weird. It's been in here for, I know of, well, it was in the truck since I first built the truck. Somehow it got took out of the truck and put back in the truck. So, like I said, we're gonna go and put that thing in here if we can get it to fit. All right, guys, about 10:45 at night. Radiator's in it. Got it tied down. Tomorrow, I gotta wire my fans up on it. I gotta put antifreeze in it, so I'm gonna go buy some fresh antifreeze for it. I gotta wire my fans up, fresh antifreeze, transmission fluid, brake fluid and reservoir, and bleed the back brakes. Then we can turn around and go drive this thing, see how it does. So I'm gonna get up early in the morning, top everything off, get it running, probably drive to Nigel's. Radiator don't look bad up in there, ain't terrible. So please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you one later. Thank you.